testimony have now wrapped up in the federal corruption case against Kwame Kilpatrick, his father, and 2 others. During the past week, federal prosecutors tried to prove city contractor Bobby Ferguson was the key to getting business in the city of Detroit. 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones takes a look at a tense week in court.
For a trial that's brought us sneers and tears, this week it was all about fears. The feds opened the next chapter of their mammoth case, calling it the climate of fear inside City Hall. Testimony from contractors who say they were extorted by the Kilpatrick enterprise. Friday, we heard from contractor Thomas Hardiman. He says his city contracts were nixed when they didn't include Kilpatrick's pal, Bobby Ferguson. So Hardiman decided to hire him. He paid Ferguson big, sometimes for not even doing work. He got more than $1 million for one project without ever lifting a finger. Whatever Ferguson wanted, Hardiman said, he got. Asked why he always gave in to his demands, Hardiman said he was afraid, quoting a Ferguson threat, "I'll get your contract stopped." The defense said, not so fast.
You got to wait for the cross-examination of the witness on Monday, because you're going to hear a completely different story.
Ferguson flew solo on some jobs. When he feared he'd lose, texts show he turned to Kilpatrick for help, telling him to go to Water Department Chief Victor Mercado. In one message, Ferguson said, "I need Derek Miller to call Victor and tell him he wants to review recommendations for the downtown contractors prior to the final decision being made." Miller was one of Kilpatrick's closest aides and friends. Later, Ferguson said, "You will tell him, sir, real soon. They are trying to move fast. Thank you, not rushing the boss. Just don't want this to get by us." Us, said the feds, was proof Kilpatrick, Ferguson, and Mercado were conspiring together. But the defense saw it another way.
These text messages are open to multiple interpretations. And as I asked Agent Paskevich, she's a mind reader, and she's not a mind reader.
Defense lawyers exploited the messages' typos, saying they made them impossible to interpret. When there weren't typos, they said they were vague. Take this message, for example, from Ferguson to Kilpatrick. In it, he tells the mayor he's concerned that a project manager has, quote, "stopped negotiations with my people." So who were my people? Well, the government said it was Ferguson's company. But the defense, they said it was the black race. Other minority contractors who Ferguson was afraid were being cut out of work. Ferguson is, quote, "proud to be a black man," said a Ferguson lawyer, and this was proof. Now, Tom Hardiman will be back on the stand next week. The defense will get their first chance to ask him some questions, and it's safe to say they'll have more than a few. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.